Well, dear believers of Milan, welcome back on another video. I think the thumbnail it's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. The first image there is a Milan fan from Milan that decided to open a YouTube channel with the hope to bring back the colors of and the joy that Milan gave him in his life. With a victory, by the way, on the first year of the Scudetto, full of energy, smiling. Yes, baby, we are back. And slowly, with time, due to a bad management, we back to banter area. We are solid on the ninth spot now. We are 7 points ahead of Udinese, and we are 4 points below, who is it, Fiorentina, I guess. So we are really in the limbo, what is called the limbo, really in the area in between hell and hell and paradise, really in the middle of nothing, far away from any competition. And this is for a lot of Milan fans. That's the main thing, that we wish to be back next year, not really to win. Of course, should be mandatory for a team called AC Milan, but we understood that we are not the same Milan, because Milan pretty much is dead. But what we wish is to be back, to be competitive. That's what a Milan fans want. I hope that we can go back to become competitive with a team that wants to have a little bit of anger, have a little bit of belief in the colors, as my jersey said. My hoodie says solo la maglia, because that's the only thing we got left. The only thing are the colors, not even the badge we can claim, because the new direction of the logo for the next year are gonna be monochromatic. They removed the black from us, so we're gonna be white and red, like the colchoneros with the L, anyway, the Atletico Madrid. So it is banter area, pure banter area. Welcome back, Milan. We are back to step one. We did incredible a few years back with the Pioli, with the Tonali, with the Maldini, with the Kessi, and so on. And now we are back where we started. So things will change. I see that Milan is very close in the last few hours to close with very close to get Paratici as a sport director now. The question that everyone is asking is, Paratici is gonna be enough? Now, this video is not about Paratici. We already made a video in the past about him. If it's become official, we're gonna do a little bit more deep diving into it. But the thing that we are missing right now, it is a little bit of structure. All the gossips around the new player, about new coach, it's useless, because the new coach has to be decided by the new DS. So unless we have a confirmed new DS, and I want to hear what is going to be the goal for the next year, I will be okay. This is a good project, this is a bad project, but the steps has to be the CEO decide, the sport director. We will see if we're going to have a technical director as well, as Massara was when Paolo Maldini was around. And then we're going to have a new coach, because as we said, no matter what's going to happen this season, something in my eyes, but this season, after this season, Sergio Conceição is not going to stay in Milan. I think it's pretty clear. I'm not saying that Sergio Conceição is a bad coach. I think it's anybody who play now in Milan, it just become dead. It just deneutralize any potential, any skills that they have. Right now in this team, you can play Messi and Ronaldo prime. We're gonna have the same results. It feels like there is no souls. It feels like a movie that I already I watched already a few times back then. If you're from the 90s, you know what I mean, like Space Jam. That you have the Looney Tunes that and what's the name of the other team that they need to compete in a basketball match. The superstar of the movie, of course, it is the best basketball player in the history, called Michael Jordan. And pretty much they got all this great talent, and the bad guys that they compete against the Looney Tunes, they drain the talent and they put the talent into this basketball ball, and the players suddenly become shit. Pretty much what's going on in Milan now. Anybody that comes becomes shit. Anything that we try, we had still shit. So the team is dead. That's why I'm a little bit concerned for tomorrow. Give me a second, sorry. That's why I'm a little bit concerned for tomorrow, guys, because tomorrow we're gonna face a team that is actually in extremely good shape. Yes, the news is that their captain striker it's not gonna be there, but this is gonna be even a problem because for a team like this, not having the captain is like, okay, now I'm gonna show you what I can do without it. You think that you're gonna be more quiet? You think it is gonna be better? Now I'm gonna show you what we can do without our captain, what we can do without our probably best player. And it scares me, especially because they are very good in the first half and then they kind of relax on the second part. That's what I understood, but they're very aggressive on the first half, and we are very terrible on the first part. So the favor are, this season has been funny because whenever we played Inter, there's been always a touch of energy. So that's what we wish as a Milan fan, that we won the first derby with Fonseca. They draw last minute and a minus 94 in the derby, on a return derby in Serie A, and we won the Super Coppa Italiana. And how we won it, that was an incredible match, really a gift from the gods of football, because winning a cup against Inter in a derby in a minus 92, it is priceless. But honestly, a lot of things change since those days, and now they smell the revenge. They also know that we are a team in their way to achieve what it could be an easy double already, counting the Campionato. Because to be very, very honest with you, after watching Napoli playing against us, I don't think that is a team that deserves to win the Scudetto. It is not. On the second half, they shit in their pants, Napoli, and they probably did just a couple of counter-attack. Meanwhile, a team that won't win the Scudetto is I think has a full control. Is a little bit more confident in my opinion, Inter, compared to Napoli. That's why unless something bad happen, they're gonna win the Scudetto again. And we are the only team in between a double and one trophy. Potentially three. Of course, there is the Champions League, but that's a lot of different story, right? There is a lot of teams that they want to have that big trophy, so it's going to be much more big competition for them. However, to go back to Milan, the story here is that Milan comes in an important match in San Siro with fans that they are dead, dry, and the only thing that keep us all in common is that we are all in a shitty moment. As a fan, there is no one. In the beginning, there were a Milan fan blaming left, blaming right, blaming up, blaming down, the player, the coach, the manager. Now it doesn't matter. We are all one because we understood that all it's bad. There are, yes, certain players that are good. Yes, there are some tactics from Conceição, they are good. Yes, there are some new players that the club bought, they are good. But overall, we are talking about really crumbles compared of the whole pile of how to not use that word, all the pile of feces that we are completely covered. There are other things that, of course, we can talk because it's gonna be probably tomorrow. Leao is gonna be a starter. In my opinion, Milan doesn't do anything without Rafa Leao. Rafa Leao is the only one that can create 1-2 actions. If you remove Rafa, it doesn't. We become very, very sterile. Plus, there is a news that Romano constantly says that Felix is not gonna play with us in the next season. That I already said in my previous video, like this is not a serious company, like it's not a serious club. How can a professional club let a gossip like this coming out? How can a club like this allowing an agent to put words over of disrespect over this club? Completely disrespectful, but I hope that Conceição understood that what's his name, Felix, some in Italy they call it already 007, special agent, 0 goals, 0 assists in 7 matches. We understood that he's not gonna play for us the next season. Don't fucking let him play as a starter. This is a match for the players that want to believe a little bit, or at least try to compete against Inter. So he's not in a good mental shape. Don't play him. I am 100% sure that if he does gonna let him play, there is some sort of deal in between those Portuguese, in between the agents. It's clear that he has to have certain minutes and he constantly play, because he's not at any level. He's not at a level of a Chelsea. He's not at a level of a Atletico de Madrid. It's not even a level of Milan 9th in Serie A. That's what scares me the most. It's not even a level. One thing is to be a campione in between average player, like Leao it is, like Renders, Pulisic are. But Milan in this moment in 9th, so they are much better, of course. But if you are shit among the shit, you're really shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, so hopefully we're not gonna see Joao Felix playing tomorrow. I hope that we're gonna see, of course, Leao. I hope we're gonna see Tomori as well, because Tomori, it is a silent leader, but we need him tomorrow, because I can't stay. Defensively, we're having so many problems. I'm not saying that Tomori is gonna fix in the problem, but he's fast, has experience against Inter, and it is fresh. It's been denying Juventus in January. This is a competition that we wanna bring home. So I think he got the right inspiration, the right idea, the right venom to play Ficaio. So let him play. And we know he's not gonna stay with us next season. It's I'm not blaming. I'm not gonna blame him if he doesn't want to stay in Milan next season. However, also I wrote down here about Felix out, Walker that tell him you are not Messi, so pass the ball. There is no comments to say on this. It's actually factual, but the fact that somebody has to tell you that in a professional level, it is ridiculous. So I hope he's gonna pack his bag, Felix, and go back to London to take some cool picture with the London Bridge. The situation in between Jimenez and Pulisic. I saw the video of Martino Puccio of Sempre that Milan podcast, the reel that he explained why Pulisic shouldn't have left the penalty to Santi Jimenez, and I fully agree with him, because you do that you leave a penalty to a players that definitely need a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of confidence. But when you are already winning 2-3-0, so you're like, this goal, it doesn't matter if you win, if you lose, if you score or not. You have to get the responsibilities of, okay, Milan, I'm gonna carry you, I'm gonna score a goal. There's no moment to be generous. In that moment, you need to be egoistic and you need to take your responsibilities. And the coach should have said something as well. But we don't. Anyway, this is gonna be the situation. I hope that really for the derby we can find some energy. In Campionato, the Campionato, it is over for us. We just need to wait the end of the season. The Coppa Italia, it is the last, really. Of course, I would love to bring home a victory against Inter, because it's gonna mean a lot. It's gonna be a second trophy of the season. But I see very, 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 very hard winning a match against Inter. Very, very hard, because they comes with a venom, with a bava alla bocca, as we said in Italian. It's gonna be extremely hard, but it's a derby, and it's always a different match. It's a derby, and it's always something different, something special. So I want to believe tomorrow night. Okay? Let me know what do you think. What's your prediction? What are your thoughts over Paratici? Believe and let's go. Ciao e forza Milan, cazzo.